Good morning, students. See, in the yesterday's class, while concluding, I was discussing Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. If you remember, I was discussing Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. So, what is the conclusion? At simultaneously, by making use of a microscope using suitable spectra, that is using the photons, if it is try to measure the position and velocity of the electron, it is impossible to determine it accurately. That is what Heisenberg's uncertainty principle says. Now you see, that means if it is made little bit more accurate about the position, velocity, error in the velocity increases and vice versa. That has been taken place. Now you see, the mathematical expression also I told you, delta x is the error in the position. The product of delta x into delta v is greater than or equal to h upon 4 by m. This is what I told you. This is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. What is delta x? It is the error in the position. And what is delta v? That is the error in the velocity. Now let us calculate it for an electron, product of error for an electron. Calculation of product of error for electron. Yes, delta x into delta v is equal to 6.626 Planck's constant into 10 raised to minus 34 divided by 4 into, what is the value of pi? 3.14, is it not? 3.14, 22 by 7, 4 by m, mass of electron 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. Is this correct? Mass of electron is 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. All are in SI unit. So let us make use of by making use of the calculator, we shall calculate this. Say 6.626 divided by 4 into 3. What is the value of pi? What is the value of pi? 3.142, is it not? 143, 283. So 3.143 into 4 into 9.1. This becomes 114.4 into 10 to the power plus 31. Am I right? So this becomes minus 3. So now 6.626 divided by 114.4. So this will be 0.05792 into 10 to the power minus 3, 5.792 into 10 raised to minus, you increased here, there you have to decrease 5. So this is the product of error. Is it correct? Product of error. How much it is? It is meter square s minus 1 per second in the unit. So this is the product of error what you can calculate 4 pi m when you add. One problem I will work out on this. Okay, one problem I will work out. For as m increases, error decreases. So let us calculate, work out a problem, and one problem I will give us homework. Look at this. A golf ball has mass of 40 gram. A golf ball has a mass of 40 gram. Has a mass of 40 gram. And a speed of 45 meter per second. And a speed of 45 meter per second. So its mass is given. What is given? Velocity is given. Error in velocity is not given. Velocity is given. Okay. If the speed can be measured within an accuracy of 2%, see, if the speed can be measured within an accuracy of 2%, within an accuracy of 2%, calculate the uncertainty in the position. Calculate the uncertainty in the position. See, what are the things given that you should write first? What is mass equal to? 40 gram. 40 into 10 raised to minus 3 kg. Is this correct? Then what is the value of Planck's constant? 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 joules into second. Then one more thing. What is delta V you have to find correct now? Error in velocity is not given. Velocity is given. So within an accuracy of 2%, for 100 it is 2, therefore for 45 how much? This you have to do. So this is 90 by 100, that means it is 0.9. For 100 2%, for 45 how much? Because 45 meter per second is the velocity. So error in velocity delta V is meter per second, that is 0.9 meter per second. Mass is given. Okay. Now delta x into delta V is equal to, see, while working problem let us make it equal. That means the maximum possibility. 4 pi m. 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34. See, golf ball is bigger particle, the bigger one. So that means error is actually lesser compared to error for the electron. Is it correct? As mass increases, error decreases because it is in the denominator. So here the error is, product of error is C. For electron, 10 raised to minus 5 is the order. Now what will happen? Let us see. 4 into 3.143 into mass. Mass is how much? 40 into 10 raised to minus 3. 40 kilogram. 40 into 10 raised to minus 3. 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 divided by 4 into 3.143 into 40. 4 into 3.143 into 40. Answer is 502.88 into 10 raised to minus 3. Now look here, 6.626 divided by 502. What is that? 6.626 divided by 502.88, right? Equal to 0.0131 into 10 to the power plus 3 minus 31. See, so less it is error. Or if you write in the scientific notation, 1.313 into 10 raised to minus, you have to increase it. 32, 33, 33. So error in the, okay, we shall do it later. Error in velocity we are not divided, is it not? So delta x is equal to, I'll take it here. This is product of error, delta x, delta v. Now delta x is equal to 0.01318 into 10 raised to minus 31 divided by delta v. What is delta v? 0.9. 0.9 divided by 0.9. This is 0.0146 into 10 raised to minus 31. And scientific notation, 1.46 into 10 raised to minus 31, 32, 33, 31, 32, 31, 32, 33, correct? 33. It is error in position meter. So, what is the error in the position? This is the error in the position. 1.46 into 10 raised to minus 33 meter. Okay. See, let us work out one more problem on Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, or else I will write the problem and we can work out also. Note this problem. A microscope using suitable photon. Suitable photon means what? Suitable photon means what? Some radiation. How you can you see by your eye? No, you have to use some radiation to detect the position and velocity. Suitable photon is employed to locate an electron. Locate an electron with respect to its position in an atom within a distance of 0.1 angstrom. What is the unit like this? Angstrom. 1 angstrom 10 raised to minus 10 meter. Okay, it is also a unit of length. 0.1 angstrom. What is the uncertainty involved in the measurement of velocity? This is the question. What is the uncertainty involved in the measurement of velocity? So an electron there are telling, so that means mass I will give you, m is equal to 9.1 into 10 raised to minus 31 kg. Planck's constant 6.626 into 10 raised to minus 34 joules into second. Okay, error is given. Error in the position is directly given. Is traced within a distance of 0.1 angstrom. That means they are talking about the error. At what position they are not telling. Within 0.1 angstrom it has been concentrated to locate the position. So find error in velocity. Hope you will do this. I will leave with you as homework. So with this, the Heisenberg's uncertainty principle is also over. Okay, once again, I am discussing, quantum mechanical model of the atom. Because Bohr's theory was predicting the atom based on particle nature mainly. And what was the drawback of the Bohr's theory? Is also due to the particle nature of the atom, which is considered. According to quantum mechanics, discrete, discontinuous energy levels and all has been taken, but the particle nature has been never considered by Niels Bohr. So, to explain the drawbacks of the Rutherford theory, these theories are developed. For example, Zeeman effect, Stark effect, and then many other phenomena what has been not possible to explain the wave nature. Correct? These theories are developed. These are supporting both particle nature as well as wave nature. So basically, de Broglie's matter wave concept, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle. Now, one more concept I should tell you. That is, now we shall summarize. So what I should tell you, that is a Schrodinger wave equation. But this is not given in the textbook according to your 11th standard prescribed syllabus. So no need to discuss much about Schrodinger wave equation. In the last class I told you the electron wave function has been designated by a psi. This is a wave function psi. So Schrodinger develops an equation to predict basically three aspects: the energy aspects, the position in the three-dimensional space XYZ axis, velocity aspects. Understand? So I don't think that is necessary at this point of this stage of learning. One thing I will do, I will now club all the quantum mechanical models. So I will write the summary of quantum mechanical model of atom. I will write summary of quantum mechanical model of atom. See, when you go to the summary of quantum mechanical model of atom, you should start with the next part of the quantum theory. The energy of electron is quantized. This is one of the quantum mechanical model. Quantized. What is quantized? It discrete packets of energy. So this is one of the thought of quantum mechanical model of atom. The existence of quantized line spectrum you are seeing now, energy levels for various orbits are explained, and the Rydberg's wave equation also predicts the same. And are explained, and the existence of quantized energy levels for various orbits are explained based on Schrödinger wave equation. You can write Schrödinger wave equation, based on Schrödinger wave equation, that is giving you the various energy levels. There is a term H cap psi equal to E psi, that is energy factor. Is a Hamiltonian operator, that is what is and all beyond the scope of your discussion. So now that no need to say anything. Point number 3. So what is point number 3? That is Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, isn't it? According to Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, it is not possible, or it is impossible to determine exact position and velocity of electron simultaneously. This is also the quantum mechanical model of atom, predictions in under quantum mechanical model of atom. So one more point I will take, the wave nature of the electron, that means orbital. Now I am going to discuss a word called orbital. Detail I will tell you under a separate heading. See, the electron wave nature when you take, there is a symbol used to denote this wave, psi. I will write it here. Look here. The wave function psi. What is that? Psi represents the amplitude of the electron wave. For example, this is the one wave I will show, electron wave. This is the amplitude, that the height of the wave, amplitude. Psi. So it is electron waves is denoted by a wave function psi. But you see, the interesting point is the probability of finding the electron around the nucleus, even though the amplitude is psi, is not psi. Probability is different. Perhaps you see, you consider a mega particle. For example, consider myself. My amplitude is the volume what I occupy. And someone want to find me, I will be available in the same size, same volume. Think, you imagine me, I have some position to occupy, and that is psi. And what is the probability of finding myself? Even if I start running also, you can find me within the same region. Okay. Suppose some 1,000 kilometer speed I had think and started moving in the room. Wherever you see, I will be found, is it not? Then my amplitude remains as psi. But my probability increases. Because you can see wherever you see, I am there. So that is what happens for an electron. That is why orbital of the electron, when you want to be, orbital is like the house of the electron. But it is denoted with the psi, is not correct. Even though you denote the wave function by psi, probability of finding the electron is not psi. Then what is it? It is modulus of psi square. Because this is positive wave function and negative wave function. Probability is modulus of psi square. 2 becomes 4 becomes 16, 5 becomes 25, 3 becomes 9. Understand what is the probability? Or it is also called electron density, dispersion of the electron. Because of the it is in the motion, three-dimensional movement of the orbitals. So I will define separately, under separate heading I will discuss orbitals. But time being I am introducing orbital because electrons are found in the orbital. Maximum capacity of the electron in any orbital is 2. So you see the next point, what I write is the probability of finding an electron or it is also called electron density is given by modulus of psi square. That means if this is a psi, this is psi square. Probability of finding the electron is modulus of psi square. That is also called electron density. The space or region around the nucleus where you can find the electron. That is called psi square. These are all what the predictions of quantum mechanical models of atom. But this question is never asked so far, and the importance as far as annual examination is considered is very less. So I think with this the atomic models are over. Okay, students. See, there is no such a particular model under someone's name after Niels Bohr. Bohr's model is ultimate. But there is a model called, atomic model is under name by gathering all these things. There is a model called Sommerfeld model. And that is beyond the scope of your discussion. So, otherwise, some of the developments which leading to the failure of the Bohr's theory I have discussed. What are those developments leading to the failure of the Bohr's theory? De Broglie hypothesis, Heisenberg's uncertainty principle, Schrödinger wave equations. Three-dimensional space or region has been calculated mathematically to denote the positions, velocities, energy, etc. Hundreds of solutions comes for that equation. Many of the solutions are unallowed, they are rejected. Some of the solutions are accepted. And those solutions gives the exact location of the electron. and that only can be called as the orbital. However, orbital is denoted as psi is somewhat a questionable. It only represents the wave, electron wave. The orbital occupancy or region is represented by modulus of psi square. That is why this is all the prediction of what? Schrodinger. Schrodinger has been awarded Nobel Prize for his work for the development of later part of the Bohr's theory. Okay, I think with this I will conclude the atomic models. Now, some of the information, depth of the atom based on, now you are aware only up to the orbits. What happens next? This curiosity definitely there. So this I will continue under the heading orbitals. Okay, students, write heading orbitals. Atomic orbitals. Atomic orbitals. So another name is there, subbushells. Subbushells. You see, Bohr's orbits are having a name. Bohr's orbit, KLMN shells. They are called mean energy levels. Yes or no? Bohr's orbits are called mean energy levels. Or there is a word called shells. Orbits, shells, mean energy level, stationary states, everything means it is Bohr's orbits. It has its own angular momentum. MVR is equal to what? N into h upon 2 pi. This I told you. Everything is there. Angular momentum also you can say. They are all representing what? Orbits. But an atom is a three-dimensional body where electron clouds have been occupied, considering wave nature. Now, how do you develop? Suppose you, according to Bohr's theory, if you are thinking of a particle, okay, you can have an orbit. After the electron has gone, you don't know where is the orbit. Is it like that? Then how do you picturize the three-dimensional position of the atom? For that, what you develop? Subshell or atomic orbital is developed. So these are the, whatever I discussed, they are the contributions of what? Maybe Schrodinger. What is orbital or what is subshell? See, the three-dimensional space around the nucleus of an atom, where there is maximum probability of finding an electron, is called atomic orbitals. They are denoted with S orbital, P orbital, D orbital, F orbital, G orbital, like this. S, P, D, F, G and R is the symbol. K shell has only one orbital, one S orbital. K shell, next L shell, next Bohr's orbit. This has subshell, 2S and 2P. Next, the subshell D starts in the third principal quantum shell, or it is also called third orbit, Bohr's orbit. 3S, 3P, 3D. Fourth principal quantum shell or fourth orbit is having subshells 4S, 4P, 4D, 4F. So what are these? These are called subbushells or orbitals. Subshell and orbital are slightly different. I will show you. Subshell is further divided into orbitals. So, what do you mean by an orbital? An orbital. Capacity of any one orbital is 2 electron. Capacity of subshell is S2, P6, D10, F14, like this it is. I'll come to that point in detail. That is why subshell and orbital are not same. Subshell means S orbital, subshell, S orbital is same because there is only one orbital in S subshell. So what is an orbital? The three-dimensional space around the nucleus of an atom where there is maximum probability of finding an electron. Now you see, I'll try to picturize the S orbital. Around the nucleus. This is, say, the spherical shape, three-dimensional space. What is S orbital? Or what is orbital? The three-dimensional space around the nucleus of an atom where there is maximum probability of finding an electron. What does it mean? We say S orbital is spherical shape. 90% it is here. 85% it is in the spherical shape. Then what about the remaining 10%? It would have gone somewhere there. It would have come near the nucleus. It would have almost touched the nucleus. That is the remaining 15%. I'll write the definition and then tell you. The three-dimensional space or region around the nucleus of an atom where there is maximum probability of finding an electron. Finding an electron is called atomic orbital. See, I told you maximum probability of finding an electron. For a student or in the corona period, for all of us, in the corona period, this lockdown period, what was our situation? All of us were locked down at the home, is it not? At our home. That was our orbital. But 100% whether you are inside the home only, no. If someone wants to find, they can definitely search you. 90%, 99% you would be available in your home only. But within that 1 month or 2 months, you were also found somewhere near your friend's house. Even though police people were behind you, you have escaped in some way and you have been found somewhere other than your house, yes or no? That means 100% you are not there in this spherical shaped sphere. Still it can be called as orbital. Your home is your orbital. Because maximum probability of finding you is your home. That is why your home is your orbital. Still today your home is your orbital because schools are not started. During the normal period, what is an orbital for the student? His home or his college or school. Then 24 hours will not be there, no. Sometimes while moving from home to school and all, he has to be there on the roads. That means the road is not his orbital. That is some probability, there is less probability. That is why I use this word. Yes, orbital is spherical shape. I will try explaining the orbitals one by one or subshells one by one. S orbital. This is the S orbital. S orbital. Spherical shape. Most of the times, the S electron was found within the sphere only around the nucleus. But all the times it is not. Yeah, I told you know the electron wave would have come near the nucleus. S orbital is spherical shape. No doubt. Electron wave would have come near the nucleus and would have explained, would have gone. Yes, this would have happened. Or sometimes it would have gone there, have moved away from the sphere. That is less probability. Maximum probability is sphere. That is why S orbital is spherical shape. S subshell has only one orbital. S subshell has only one orbital. Therefore, maximum capacity of electron in S subshell is 2. This is about S orbital. Other orbitals are there. What is that? Yes, the S orbital is spherical shape. See the boundary surface diagram they are calling. Boundary surface diagram using the orbitals. This is Z axis, internuclear axis. This is say Y axis, and this is X axis. And you know this is the boundary surface diagram for S orbital. Now, second one is p orbitals. P subshell, or you can say p orbitals. See, the p orbitals are how many? You know, 3. There are in p subshell. There are 3 p orbitals. See, they are like this. Px, Py, Pz. This is Px. And what is this? See the shape of the p orbital. This is the shape of the p orbital. Px, x-axis, Px. This is the Py orbital. Py along y-axis, and this is the Pz orbital. And Z orbital is the internuclear axis for bonding. So that is the convention Pz. So Pz orbital. See, the electron cloud around the nucleus is spherical for S orbital. When in the K shell there is only S orbital, one S. But in the L shell there is a 2s orbital and 2p orbital. One p is not there. K shell, the 3-dimensional space is over within the sphere. But L shell, like this. This is the nucleus. The K shell is 3-dimensional. It is 1s orbital. 1s orbital. Then what about L shell? It has a 2s orbital. but still the two-dimensional space is remaining. That is why, you know, the, what is this? Coming out of the board and going into the board. Y, Z axis. So they are, when you take a photography, it comes here. Like this. So, I'll hold the chalk, look at this. I'll hold the chalk, you will understand. This is, say, Z axis, this is Y axis, and this is X axis. By making this, the three p orbitals are built. Okay? That means they are mutually perpendicular to one another. These three are mutually perpendicular to one another. This is along X direction, this is along Y direction, and this is along Z direction. So you can collectively show it like this. This is Z, X, Y. How? Z, Py, Px coming out of the board and going into the board. So three-dimensional figure we are drawing on a two-dimensional board. Correct now? What is orbital? The three-dimensional space around the nucleus. Like that it is. So this is p subshell. How many p orbitals are there in the p subshell? 3 are there. What is the maximum capacity of each subshell? 1. It is called lobes. The two lobes of p orbital has 2 electrons. Maximum capacity. How many electrons? 2 electrons. Then how many orbitals are there? 3 are there. Therefore, what is the maximum capacity of p subshell? What is the maximum capacity of p subshell? P subshell has maximum capacity of 6 electrons. Okay, so this is about p subshell and p orbitals. It means in the K shell there is a spherical shaped known as orbital. L shell there is a spherical shaped orbital 2s with 2 electrons. And there are what? The dumbbell shape. Dumbbell, you can say. Dumbbell, you know, in high schools and primary, like this. Looks like a dumbbell. That was the old name. Now in the NCERT book they are not using the word dumbbell. In the earlier state textbooks that word was there. Dumbbell. Now you are using the word, what I told you? They are called lobes. This is one lobe, this is another lobe. So, in the L shell, there is a sphere and there are P, Z, P, X, P, Y. How the electron should move? In the P orbital, it is not a spherical shape. It is a dumbbell shape. So, they should not collide with one another. They have to manage the three-dimensional space. That is all these complications. That is why Schrodinger has calculated all those mathematical possibilities. And you can't see after automatic. You have to believe Schrodinger. You know other alternate. D orbitals, D subshell. Or you can say D orbitals. See, d orbitals have further complicated shapes. That is, it is having four lobes total. It is having 4 lobes. See, there are 5 d orbitals in the d subshell. See, they are designated as dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, dz square. These are the 5 d orbitals. dxy, dyz, dzx, dx square minus y square, dy square minus z square actually, but I will tell you why it is dz square. So the priority internuclear axis is dz square because these are in between the axis. Look at this. Think this is z axis, x y I want to know. Okay, this is x axis, this is y axis. See this. In between the axis, dxy. Okay, dyz shall I show you? This is z axis and this is y axis. Yz. This is dyz. Shall I show you dzx? That means I should have z axis, I should have x axis. So dzx. These are 45 degree between the axes, these two axes. Okay, look at this, I'll show you. This is z axis, this is y axis. Yz, tell me. Yz. This is x axis, this is y axis. Show me. In between. This is different space. Zx, this and this. This is z axis, this is x axis, in between. See? This is a different space. Shall I show you the positions? Look here, I'll show you the position. This plane is what plane? What plane? Huh? Z, Y, YZ. YZ plane. This plane is what plane? Z, X. So, same center. This is correct ಆಗಿ ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. What plane ಇದು? Y ಇಲ್ಲ ಈಗ. ZX plane ಅಥವಾ XZ plane. ಇದು ಇದೇನಾಯ್ತು ಈಗ? x ಇದೆ, y ಇದೆ, XY ಪ್ಲೇನ್ ಇಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಈ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಹೆಂಗ್ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ? ನಿಂತ್ಕೊಂಡ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ಹೀಗೆ. XY YZ ಅಲ್ಲ? ಹೀಗೆ. ಈಗ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಸೆಂಟ್ರಿಗೆ ಬಂದಂಗೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ. ZX Z ಹೀಗೆ ಮಲಗಿಸ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ X Z ಈಗ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿಂದ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ, ನಿಮ್ ಕಡೆಯಿಂದ ಫೋಟೋ ತೆಗೆದ್ರೆ ಏನ್ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ? ಈಗ ಮಲಗ್ದಂಗೆ ಕಾಣುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. ಆ ತರ. ಸೊ ವಾಟ್ ಆರ್ ದ ಅದರ್ ಟು? ನೋಡಿ, ದಿಸ್ ಈಸ್ x ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಮೈನಸ್ y ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಅಲ್ವಾ? ಓಕೆ, x ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಮೈನಸ್ y ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಈ ತರ ಹೇಳೋಣ. x ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಮೈನಸ್ y ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ದೇ ಆರ್ ಆನ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್. This is z axis, no doubt. Y axis and z axis. So x square minus y square ಅಂತ ಹೇಳೋದು ಹಿಂಗೆ. Yes. This is what? D x square minus y square on the axis. On the axis. Y square minus z square. ಅವಾಗ y ಮೇಲೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಬಂದಿದೆ ಹೌದಲ್ವಾ? y ಮೇಲೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಬಂದಿದೆ z ಸ್ಕ್ವೇರ್, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹಿಂಗಾಗುತ್ತೆ. Z square, z axis, y axis. ಸೊ ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಒಂದು ಲೋಬ್ ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ y ಮೇಲೆ, ಅದು ಪುಷ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತಲ್ಲ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಈ ತರ ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಬೆಂಡ್ ಆಗಿಬಿಡುತ್ತೆ. ದಿಸ್ ಇಸ್ ಕಾಲ್ಡ್ dz square. And remember, this is the internuclear axis. ಟೋಟಲಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ಸ್ ಆಯ್ತು? 1 2 3 ಬಿಟ್ವೀನ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್, ಆನ್ ದ ಆಕ್ಸಿಸ್, x and y axis, on the axis, on the z axis. So totally how many electrons ಈಗ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ? How many d orbitals? 5 d orbitals. Maximum capacity ಒಂದು orbital ಗೆ 2 electron. Maximum capacity of electrons in f orbital ಅಥವಾ in d subshell equal to 10 ಅಲ್ವಾ? because 5 into 2 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಈಗ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ 3s ಗೆ ಹೋಗ್ತೇನೆ, spherical then there is a 3p 3d. now you see as and when you grow 3-dimensional space ಎಷ್ಟು ಜಾಗ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಲ್ಲ. ಇದು ನೋಡಿ ಎಷ್ಟು ಸಿಕ್ತು, ತುಂಬಾ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಸಿಕ್ತು. 3s ಆಗೋದಿಲ್ಲ, 3p 3d ನು ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. ಒಟ್ನಲ್ಲಿ ನೈಸಿಯರ್ ಇರುವಂತ ಈ ಬ್ರದರ್ಸ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಸಿಸ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಪ್ರಾಪರ್ಟಿಗಾಗಿ ಜಗಳ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೂ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇವ್ರಿಗೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಅನ್ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ವೈಲ್ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈಯಿಂಗ್ ದ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ನೆವರ್ ಮೇಕ್ಸ್ ಮಿಸ್ಟೇಕ್. ಅಷ್ಟು ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕಲ್ ಲೆಕ್ಕಾಚಾರ, ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್ ಸಲ್ಯೂಟ್. ಯಾವಾಗಲೂ ಎಷ್ಟು ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ 3-dimensional ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ನ ಲಾಸ್ಟಿಗೆ ಎಫ್ ಆರ್ಬಿಟಲ್ ಹೇಳುವಾಗ ತುಮಾರ ಡಿಸ್ಕಸ್ ಹರಿದು ಹಂಚೋಗಿರ್ತದೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಜಾಗ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ 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 ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಮಾಡೋದು. ಬಿಕಾಸ್ ಈಗಾಗಲೇ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾವಲ್ವಾ. 4s ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಮಾಡ್ತು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಪ್ರಯಾರಿಟಿ, ದೆನ್ 4p, ದೆನ್ 4d. ಅದು ಹಿಂಗಾದ್ರೆ ಈ ತರ ಶೇಪ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತು. ಜಾಗನ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಪ್ಲೇಸ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಮಾಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಈ 4f ಎಲ್ಲಿದೆ ಜಾಗ, ಆದ್ರೂ ಆಕ್ಯುಪೈ ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕಾ? ಮತ್ತೆ ನೀವು ದೂರ ಹೋದಾಗ ನೋಡಿ ಸ್ಪೆರಿಕಲ್ ಇಷ್ಟು ರಾಶಿ ಜಾಗ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಲ್ವಾ. ನೀವು ನೋಡಿ ನಾ ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟೇ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ, ಹಿಂಗೋದ್ರೆ ಇಷ್ಟು ರಾಶಿ ಸಿಗುತ್ತೆ. ಇಷ್ಟು ದೂರ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸೋ ಮಚ್ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ಐ ಆಮ್ ಗೆಟಿಂಗ್. ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ನ ಪರ್ಫೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗಿ ಆ ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್, ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಈಗ ಯುರೇನಿಯಂ ಅಲ್ವಾ, 92 ಇಲೆಕ್ಟ್ರಾನ್ ಹೆಂಗೆ ಅಕ್ವೈರ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು? ಇದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ ಮ್ಯಾಥಮೆಟಿಕ್ಸ್. ಆ ಸ್ಪೇಸ್ ನ ಯುಟಿಲೈಸ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. ದೇ ರಿಪೆಲ್ ವಿತ್ ಒನ್ ಅನದರ್. ವೆರಿ ವೆರಿ ಕಾಂಪ್ಲಿಕೇಟೆಡ್ quantum mechanics to explain to locate the electrons. ಏನೋ ಒಂದಿಷ್ಟು ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಲ್ಪನೆಗಳು ಬರ್ತಾ ಇರಬಹುದು ಅಂತ ಎಣಿಸ್ಕೊಳ್ತೇನೆ. ನೋಡೋಣ ಆಫ್ಟರ್ ಕಂಪ್ಲೀಟಿಂಗ್ ಸ್ಟ್ರಕ್ಚರ್ ಆಫ್ ಆಟಮ್, what result remains in your head. Let us see. I think with this I conclude the class. Thank you.